Thank you. Thank you. To our athletic director, who is the best in the country. And the reason why we've had the success that we've had thus far is because of what he has provided for a program. And when you talk about programs and you just talk about what you need, he's never told me no. And I've said it many times, and I really mean that, because I can go to him for anything, and anything I ask for, we kind of hinge on it. Kevin Miller kind of nodded his head and scratched his head a couple of times, but for some reason, we find a way to get it done. And to voice for this great luncheon here. This is our third season into this luncheon, and if you look around, I want this room to continue to expand. I want to go to that wall over there. I want to push that wall down and add more tables in here so we can make it happen. But it's all about the support, and I tell our team all the time, it's pride. And when pride is your human motivator, you want to get up and you want to feel good about something, and something special. And what we're trying to do is make sure that we start feeling special about this program. And it has happened, but we want to continue to make it happen. And when you look at the support within this room, that will continue to happen because of the support that we have. And that you can just look at it, and you can just feel it. You feel it in the air, you just feel the vibes, and you just see what's happening. Now, Dr. Lynn has issued a challenge. I don't have to talk about it anymore. He has said if we get to the game ahead of time, then we can go to Visor and get the glasses that we need or whatever needs to happen. But to him, we really appreciate that, and we just appreciate the support. And it's all around, like I said. But I'd like to do this now. I would like to introduce, which I would say, the best coaching staff in the country. You heard Tom talk about it, and without a doubt, I will start on defense because I'm a defensive coach. So I had to start there first. So we'd like to start with our defensive coordinator, Vance Bedford. Our defensive line coach, Clint Hurt, and his wife, Tanisha. Our linebacker coach, Brian John Marie, and his wife, Geraldine. And a new addition to our staff, he works in the secondary. He was with us at University of Florida, came here, had an opening, Tommy Restivo. On the offensive side of the ball, our offensive coordinator, Sean Watson, and his wife, Anita. Our offensive line coach, Dave Borberly, and his wife, Bev. Now, a lot of times this guy here, he has a lot of conversation now, and I know a lot of you have met him. He is truly the mayor. When we tell him that he's on the football field, Kenny Carter, our running back coach. Our wide receiver coach, he finally got it done. Finally, he got it done. Ron Dugans and his wife, Yakeisha, where's she at? She's not with him? Our new addition to the staff, our tight end coach, Sharon Moore. Larry Slade and his wife, Azetta. Larry's in charge of community relations. Now, this guy here has been around as long as been Louisville football. Coach G. Where's Coach G at? Right back here in the back. I would say this. I get up. I come in the office every morning. He meets me there at 4:30 in the morning. We have our talk. Then he said, well, Coach, I'm getting ready to go have my bagel. So he leaves and goes and have his coffee and bagel, and I go off on my run. But Coach G meets me there every morning. Coach Bedford always teases, says, you better quit making him get up. But I say, you know what he has a chance to do? Go take a nap. So he can go take a nap during the day so he can get that done. Mike Giglio, he's in charge of Director of High School Relations. Where's Jigs at? Now, this next young man I'm going to introduce, when we talk about a program, and you look at us, we want to build a guy physically, you want to build a guy mentally, you want to build a guy emotionally. Now, the spiritual part of it, for some reason, when we get young men to college, we want to neglect that. But within our program, and I will say this to you, if a young man comes in our program, I'm going to say this, if you're a parent, if you want to send him to us, and if you have your religious beliefs, that's fine. But within our program, he's going to go to chapel. He's going to go to chapel because I think that's where when you talk about values and how someone's raised, that's where it all starts. But Chris Morgan and his wife Tammy, he does an unbelievable job. The players respect him, and what happens when he develops a relationship, I don't even ask him what happens. He just say, hey, Coach, I need to go meet with so-and-so. He don't even tell me to these players here. Whatever goes on between those two is between them, and he gets it worked out somehow. But he's a great addition to our program. My director of football operations, Cliff Snow. Our video coordinator, Dave Spina. Dr. Lynn just talked about this group of young men. Kyle Johnson, our athletic trainer. His assistants, Kevin Osmick. Kevin's here. Blake LeBlanc and his wife, Amanda. My nephew, he tells everybody around town he's my nephew. Josh Chapman, please stand up. And Sam Ziggy. Sam just got married. His wife isn't here, but he just got married. My strength coach, Pat Moore, and his wife, Sharon. Now, a lot of times you wonder why these guys are so big and they look so good and their bodies look the way they look. Our nutritionist, Anna Grout. Anna's always telling them what they can eat and what they can't eat, so she's always in their plate. Some of the guys don't really like it, but that's just the way it is. You know, the Mack and the Miller, you know, those guys don't like that because they want to eat all the time, especially Jamon Brown. To our graduate assistants, Brian Bennett, Justin Berg, Brian Daniels and his wife, Emily, Andy Wolfram, Andrew Blaylock, Jonathan Saxton, and Aaron Watson. Aaron is Sean Watson's son. Now, this next group is just so critical to our program. And I will say this, and one of the players always tease me. I say, show me a good football team, and I'm going to show you great academics. Show me a poor football team, and I'm going to show you bad academics. But it's amazing how we've turned around academically. I think last year, if you remember, we lost 3 scholarships because of APR, which is the Academic Progress Report. But then for us to turn it around, I think somewhere we was in the range of 948 to 950 this past season, just because of the work that we've done in the academic office. And to Justin Ruffin, and his wife is with him, Erica. Justin, please stand up, right there. But it's just amazing. Now we don't even have to chase guys academically. We go check classes. We go to classes ourselves as a coaching staff. And in the springtime, offense has one day, the defense has one day, and Coach Moore and myself, we go on Wednesdays. So academics is very important because if you want to look at the future of a young man, if he walks out of here without a degree, that's our fault, and we have failed that young man. We have 9 seniors right now in our program. 3 of those seniors have been selected in the MBA program. Stein, who I have Stein, I have Cup, and I have Nord. Those 3 young men will be in the MBA program coming this fall. But also, Don works with her, Don Eilick, Christine Jackson, Carlton Hill, and Rachel Overton. They're all in the academic office. My administrative staff, Denise Murphy, who's my administrative assistant. You know, all know Denise. She does a really outstanding job. Rest of them sitting there, Robin Kroom, Vicki Nugget, Catherine Sawyer, and Allie isn't with us right now. She just had her first child, which I hope that is going well for her, going through the mother here stage. But to the administrative staff, they do an outstanding job for us. You know, just looking back, and I cannot forget my wife, Victoria, and I have Hope with her. I'm not going to forget you, Hopi. But Hope isn't in school yet. She starts on Monday. Her friend, Joanna, is sitting with her, and my best friend, Seth Hancock, and his wife, Debbie. But when you want to talk about this football program, there's a lot that's being said right now about this program. There's a lot of hype there. And what I tell you guys all the time, it doesn't matter what is said. Because when you look at success, success is very fragile. It's extremely fragile. The margin of error is very small. And when you talk about winning, winning isn't about the way the ball bounces. It's not about the good fortune or the good luck. It's all about hard work. It's all about patience. It's all about tenacity. People talking about the stars being aligned, it's have to be the players and the staff that is aligned. And when that happens, when your players and staff are aligned, then things are changed. And that's what has happened within this program the last 3 years. Things are beginning to change. I would say this to you. The meal was pretty good because 3 years into it, it was better than our first year here because people didn't think we were going to be very good. Coach Carter made me aware of that. Then last year, Vance just said it wasn't very good. So this year is pretty good, so people think we're going to be very good. So Marriott kind of stepped up the meal for us. But there are no shortcuts to success. And sometimes it's very stressful. A lot of times as a coaching staff, we relieve our stresses in different ways. I get up early in the morning, like I said, and I go off to a jog. In the springtime, I have a chance to go watch my daughters go play volleyball. And there's some really good programs here. They play at MAVA. There's Kiva, which is an outstanding program. But what's amazing is I have to sit there some days, and I tell Hope all the time. One Saturday, I went there 7 o'clock in the morning. One played from 7 to 2. And then I had to sit from 2 to 11:30 that night because Hope was continuing to play. And then the next morning, we got up at 7 a.m. the next morning to go play again. So I said to her, don't ever complain to me about a football game because at least that football game goes for 3.5 hours. Win or lose, we're out. Now, for you, you lose, you had to ref, then we had to sit, then we had to play again, then we had to sit, then we had to play again. And I'm like, I tell Ann Cordes, I don't know how you do it. I say, come on, seriously. But I really enjoy it because it's some very outstanding programs, and it's a lot of fun. And I tell her sometimes, I say, y'all weren't very good. She said, Dad, it's a lot of Saturdays you're not very good either, so don't complain to me about that. But when you talk about a program, you look at the foundation of a program, and with any foundation, it has to be very strong because there's no shortcuts to success. And when you look at a foundation, it's just how it's built. And I look back to 2010, and I look at that group of seniors. When you look at Bilal Powell, you look at Justin Burke, who I just talked about, Adam Froman. You look at those guys down the line where it was Stingley, there was Wetter, there was Josh Byram, there was Tomchak, there was Jeff Adams. And on defense, there was Johnny Patrick, there was Bobby Burns. There was a group of guys, Tatum, Rodney Natt, Brandon Heath, a group of guys where the only thing they wanted to do that year was get to a bowl game. For 3 seasons, we had not been to a bowl game. They just wanted to get to a bowl game. So they laid a foundation, and that foundation we'll continue to build on it each year. And we got to that bowl game, and I can remember we went to Rutgers, which is going to happen this year, and I just want some of the young players to hear this. We go to Rutgers, and so we had to win that game to get to a bowl game. So it's very cold that day, so I'm standing there, and I kind of walk out, and I'm standing in a tunnel, and at Rutgers, there's a long walk down this long pathway, so you get to the edge of the field. So I'm standing there, Rutgers players come out, and they're sitting there talking, hey, we got to win this game. They're getting all fired up. They're all hyped up, and they have on no sleeves. They run out to go warm up. So then our guys come bouncing out there. So guys had on these tights. They had wristbands on. And I said, oh, no, we're going to play a football game. We're not going to no social event today. So I yell at the strength coach, Coach Moore, and I said, get those guys back in here. Get them in here. And he said, Coach, we got to warm up. I said, we're not warming up today. Get them in here. I said, take all of that mess off. Take all of that mess off. We're going to go play a football game. Now, if you don't want to win the game, leave it on. Just leave it on. We won't play today. We'll just get on the plane, go back to Louisville, and we won't worry about it. The season will end today. So, Coach, it's cold. You know what? It's cold everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's going to be cold on Rutgers' sideline. It will be cold on our sideline, so it really doesn't matter. So they go in, we take the tights off and everything. Coach Moore take them out there. So the game starts, and they're all huddled up around the heaters. I said, unplug those heaters. You guys get up here on the sideline. I saw yelling for the teammates. But by the end of the day, I was trying to find that heater myself because it got really cold.